How many people feel lonely now? Have you ever experienced a sense of isolation? I'm now a medical student, and I spend every day with my friends. However, I have the purse that I've yet to tell my friends. To tell the truth, I used to be bullied in the past. Yes, I am a survivor. When I was 12, I entered a private junior and senior high school. When I was in 8th grade, I met a girl in my class. Let's call her Mary. Mary was a central figure for girls in my class. I somehow had a feeling that she disliked me. A few years later in 11th grade, Mary and Mary's close friend were in my class again. The other members of the class were also close to each other. I had a bad feeling. Unfortunately, my gut feeling was correct. Early in the new academic year of 11th grade, I was ignored by the girl in my class and talked badly behind my back. If this happened only once, it is not a big deal, but this kept happening. I was mentally driven into a corner. Nevertheless, I could sometimes talk with a girl in the central group, but only superficially, never deeply. I felt an awkward vibe at that time because I was at the bottom of school hierarchy. I gradually stopped speaking, expressionless, and I rarely smile in my classroom. Japanese girls tend to act in groups, and when influenced in the wrong way, it may cause group bullying. Even though I was going through such a difficult time, I still have some reasons to continue to go to school. First, I was a captain of a rhythmic gymnastics team. I felt that I needed to be responsible as a captain, and it made me work hard, and I was able to forget the hard time I faced in the class. Second, I did have friends outside the class. So I envied those friends because they looked they were having fun. The last reason was I didn't want to admit I was isolated and feeling lonely. I didn't feel like I was losing a battle I never signed up for. In addition, I didn't want to worry my family. It was difficult, but I somehow was able to still hold on. But when it comes to my physical health, that was not the case. I suffered from chronic abdominal pain, and I was mostly alone by myself. I cried every day for no good reason due to stress. Even though I studied harder, I was academically falling rapidly and couldn't keep my concentration. I remember feeling sad, frustrated, and hurt. In autumn of that year, I came to question whether I should really stay in that situation. Then, I mustered up my courage to talk to the girl in the central group. Let's call her Linda. She looked like she was the most kind person. When I did that, she told me she wanted to talk with me more. I felt relieved and glad that I talked with her. But at that time, little did I know I will be betrayed by her later on. I survived the deadly junior year filled with tears. I succeeded in moving up the senior year of high school. I felt a little anxious being with Linda and her crew in the same senior class. But it was okay because Mary was no longer my classmate. I started my final year of high school feeling more optimistic. About 10 days later, I was called by Linda. She turned around and said to me, I didn't force any relationship trouble this year because we have a college entrance exam. Frankly speaking, you don't belong with us. I was so shocked. This thing led to my poor health. Just before graduating from high school, I was struck down with unimaginable abdominal pain and hematochezia. After evaluation at the hospital and clinic, it was determined that these physical changes were all due to suffering prolonged and extreme stress from being bullied. My body was screaming. After graduation, I decided to enroll in a cram school. Even if I was feeling anxious whether I could fit in a new environment, things were better. I could make many new friends. Still, I wore a mask to hide my face or put an earphone to shut out the outside noise because I was scared of set of eyes around people. I would suddenly cry when I had a flashback of the harsh memories. Bullying changed me in so many negative ways. On the other hand, I did gain something from bullying. I came to truly understand what suffering is. I can empathize when other people are in pain. I also know the utmost importance of the friend. I think the real pain and suffering of bullying can only be understood by the people who have had the same experience. However, I strongly believe that no one should go through such pain like I had to endure. I sometimes wonder what kind of an alternative high school life I might have had it not been for bullying. And now, I have many friends here at our university. We have a lot of international students, people of many age groups and backgrounds. This makes our student body truly diverse. It may be impossible to get along with everyone in that situation because we all tend to gravitate towards someone who have similar values and interests as ourselves. However, this diverse environment encourages all of us to accept different values and interests, which allows us to accept each other as is. At first, I hesitate to talk about my past. I worried that I would be avoided by my peers again by telling you my story. However, I decided to challenge and change myself for those people who are currently suffering. And above all, I thought I must pass down my story for those people who are in distress now. I hope my voice reaches your heart. If there's anyone listening to me in pain, here are a few things I want you to know. First, you are not at fault. A person who is rejected by others tends to think he or she is useless. I hated myself too because I thought I was a bad person who didn't know how to associate with others. However, I came to understand that was not the case. Also, you are not a bad person. It is bullying that is at fault. Thirdly, bullying may start from tiny things. However, there is nothing I can do about my past. We all have to proceed it with our lives. Second lesson I learned from my life is there are always people who will agree and support you and disagree and ignore you. This is given. However, please value those who value you. It makes life so much happier. It may be difficult to find someone who supports you, but find something that you truly love, such as hobby or a dream. In my case, I had a dream to be a doctor when I was a junior high school student. Although I was going through loneliness and had to let go of many things. I'm now a medical student. I am confident that being here, smiling, truly enjoying my time is the best way to move on our lives. Third, wherever you are now, is not your final destination, and not where you will always be. You might not understand now when you are in deep sorrow, but the world is very wide. There's somewhere out there that is just right for you. If you feel that you have fallen in the dark cave, look up the sky. Whatever happens, the bright sun is always there. Life does not consist of only difficult experiences. I can assure you that. Now, I feel grateful because I am close to realizing my dream. Now, I feel blessed because I can spend time with my friend and I can smile. Now, I feel happy because I'm not alone anymore. Yes, I am a survivor, and you will be too.